Hi, my name is Deb Johnston, and welcome to Women Reinventing Midlife TV, where we aim to inspire women over 50 to thrive in a meaningful life that you deeply desire and deserve. Here you're going to find real life stories from women over 50 to inspire you to reinvent any aspect of your life, together with tips and content around mindset, wellness, and style to guide you to build confidence and vitality in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. And today we have a wonderfully inspirational story to share with you because I'm joined by Sumiko Eyears. Sumiko is an internationally award-winning photographer specializing in portraits and personal branding photography. Her studio, Sumico Photography, is based in Main Beach, Gold Coast, which is a beautiful part of Queensland, Australia. And at 52 years old, Sumiko found her passion in photography, and then 4 years later, on her 56th birthday, she launched the 50 over 50 project, where she committed to doing 50 portraits of women over the age of 50. And through her camera lens, her mission is now to empower women of any age by showing them how beautiful they really are. Sumiko, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Deb, for having me.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you accepted the invitation to join me, because you have a really inspirational story to share with our viewers. And it started in Japan, didn't it? You were raised in Japan. You came to us to Australia at the age of 28.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and then started your business at the age of 40. So that was your first beginning of the midlife period at the age of 40. And share a little bit about that, a little bit about your story.
Yes, I came to Australia when I was 28, and before that I was an international flight attendant. I've been to Australia. I wanted to come to live, and I came and I work as a tour guide at the beginning and work in the tourism. And when I get to 40, before that I met my husband, and we had a son when I was 42, and I stopped working for the tour company and set up my business as a web designer and graphic designer after 40, and that was quite good for me to raise my child, my son. When he was little, I could work from home, so that was a great way to work myself. And then when I was have been doing web designer, graphic designer for a long time, and talking to the computer all day alone, then when I ask my clients to send me some photos, and sometimes I thought, oh no, this photo doesn't look good. And I thought maybe it's better to learn how to take a photo, so I can offer photography as a package of my design and graphic design. That is how I started. And when I went to TAFE to learn how to take the photos, I used the camera properly. Then I fell in love with taking photos. So yes, and I love, maybe because of before I started web design, I loved interaction with other people, but I was missing from talking to the computer all day long. And after taking photo, it's interaction with other people, I really enjoyed.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, how sometimes we choose these career paths, and although we enjoy them, they're not completely suited to our natural way of being, our natural behavior style. I know for me, before I became a coach, I was a bookkeeper. I was a bookkeeper. And for many years before that, I was in customer service in retail, which was really all socializing, all people. And then I went into that lonesome practice of being a bookkeeper. I totally get what you're saying. And so for someone that loves people to then be in a space where they're always working alone. Yeah.
Yes, and also when I went to Japan. Maybe the time I realized the power of the photography was I went back to Japan, and my mother was starting developing dementia. She lost her confidence very. Confidence was very low, and it hurts me a lot. I wanted to take a photo of her, and I took her to the local beauty salon in Japan, and I made I'm not really good at makeup, but I did for her. And I took the photo and printed it out and showing the photo to her, and she went to, "Is that me? Is really me?" And she was so happy to see herself. And on the next day, she gave up how makeup and stuff that time. But next day, she was trying to do a makeup herself again. And that made me think how powerful the photography is. That's and then she passed away next year. That was and the year after I started 50 over 50.
Oh, so it's a real heart project, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. And after I started 50 over 50, that was because over 50 women is often like the beauty doesn't exist.
Yes. We're invisible. It was meant to be invisible, right?
Yeah, that's right. But I wanted to show women to the world how beautiful we are because of the maybe experience what we went through to become who we are, and I wanted to show them show people how beautiful we are. So that is how I started, and also I wanted to people to say, because I started my photography journey after 50, and it's never be too late to start something new. That was I wanted to send a message across. So that's my 56th birthday, 56th birthday, I launched 50 over 50.
That's amazing. Yeah, that is amazing. And quite often, at that age, we might have some ideas of what we want to do, but we stall. We're scared that we've left it too late, or we might make the wrong decision, or what if it's meant to be something else? And I think women quite often in this phase of life think if they're going to make a change, then this has to be it for the rest of their lives. And it's not, is it? It's constantly evolving.
Yeah. Myself, I changed a lot of career change.
Yeah.
But at the end, like all the things which I have done contributed who I am now and what I can do, offer, because the service parts and also web and graphic design parts, I made my website by myself, and graphic to post the graphic. So all the things combined together, what I can do. So I want to for the young people especially, people don't know what to do in the future, but try something you like, and then maybe it's okay to change the things, the direction where you want to go, and then but all the things you have done will be contributing at the end.
So true, so true, isn't it? And I think this is where our youth actually stall as well. There's so much pressure on them to make this decision so early, and they've got this idea, and I think it's a societal idea really that people have taken on, that choose a career that is going to allow you growth and is going to bring in lots of money, and you're going to be needed, and there's this encouragement to do something professional, and they get this idea that it has to be for their whole life. And I've done so many different things in my life, and you're exactly right, everything contributes to the next step. You wouldn't have even realized about photography unless you'd done that web design business. That's what led you there.
Yes, that's right. So yes, I think it's important, but everywhere you go, you enjoy and you do what you can do, and then see next step and next step.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. So whatever decision we make, even if we're in our late 50s or late 60s, whatever decision we make is going to take us to the next step. It doesn't mean that it's going to be for the rest of life. It's just the next step step in our purpose, following our calling, because while we don't, we stay stuck. I love that. Now, before we started recording, you mentioned something really important that I'd love to talk about, and that is that feeling when you start something new, not feeling that you're good enough, and getting caught in that comparison trap. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Yes, I often, like at the beginning of the stage of photography, I felt good enough comparing to other photographers, and I was, wow, they look great, and maybe mine's not really. But after thinking about after comparing, and I stuck into feeling good enough, but later I believe what I can offer to my clients is very unique, and only I can offer, and nobody else can do it. So that is important thing to remind myself every now and again when I stuck I'm not good enough thinking. And yes, that's what I do is very unique, and I can do feel like my clients how they feel.
I love it. And I've seen examples of your photography, and it's amazing. And I was saying to you before as well, I want to do that. Next time I'm in your neck of the woods, I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures that you took of Moana, and I've also seen pictures on your website that you've taken of other women as well. And they're stand out, like they're really beautiful. You really know how to bring that beauty out in the woman, and get her to sit in it and then embrace it. And so it's interesting how that feeling of not being good enough or not being as good as, I think that plays a part too. I'm not as good as that person, because I know that if I had let that get in my way when I started my coaching business years ago now, I wouldn't have done it, because I was comparing myself with master coaches that had 10,000 hours of coaching as experience, and I was just starting. So if we get caught in that comparison trap, we're kind of comparing apples with oranges, even if we're doing the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
We do.
And we all bring our own uniqueness, and sometimes getting caught in that I have to be like that person, we miss embracing our own genius, which is what someone out there needs. But if we're not embracing it, we're trying to be like the others doing it, then we're not going to reach that person who really needs us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah, I really love that, and that you were able to pick up on that. That's, yeah, no one can do it like you can. No one can do it like I can. It's what makes it special, and we're meant to be unique. We're not meant to all be the same.
Yes, and I think I want to give my 200% to the person who chose me to work with me. So yes, and I think you feel the same way too.
Yeah, absolutely. And and I can see that you do. And I think it, quite often when we make friends with our clients too, that's really shows up that we're giving 100%. Yeah, I love it. So what do you feel helped you build your confidence to get started? What was it? Was it that experience you had with your family member, or what was it that helped you get started?
Just as a photographer.
Yeah,
I love taking photos, and that the reason why I started was web design to offer add-on, but I just enjoy taking beautiful photo of the women. And yes, and the turning point of my photography was when I started offering like hair and makeup, and people feeling, I could see the transformation of the women from nervous coming to nervous, and feeling naked without makeup, and having a hair and makeup done, and feels so good. And I captured how they are feeling at that time, like beautiful. And when I took my second lady for the 50 over 50, and her name is Rhonda, and I took her photo, and she said she wanted to do something totally different what normally does, and she was on a horse with a big gown, and
oh wow. Good on her.
Yes. After I showing the photo and the video, and she cried. She cried, and she said, she said she never felt she had a good enough. She didn't have self-worth, value, confidence. But seeing the photo of that on a day, she looked very confident, and yes, and she just cried, and I could find again her value, see it, and that was a life-changing experience for her. She said that was a biggest turning point for me, and I could help women who feels lost or confidence, and I want to bring them confidence back.
Nice. I love it. I love that. So what I heard you say to help you get started, to build the confidence to get started, you're first of all focused on what you love about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So coming from heart, I think the fear comes from ego. So I think if we focus on what we love, we're coming from heart. And when we're in heart, there's no fear. I love that. And then focusing on helping someone else feel that self-worth, that self-confidence allowed you to build your own confidence as well.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how I felt, and so rewarding. And I amazed what I could do. And that is like, it's a reflection of how they are feeling. It's giving me a confidence back as a photographer too.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really like that. So really, it's like to get started, to build your confidence, to get started, we need to take our focus off ourselves, because when we're getting in our own way and we're focusing on ourselves, it's not in a good way, right? So it's that negative self-talk. So we need to take that focus off ourselves and focus on what we want to give.
Yeah.
Big,
That's
big.
beautiful.
Yeah, big. Yeah, that's big. And it changes. It changes as soon as we take our focus off ourselves and then focus on what we want to give and why we want to do it. It changes it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. What you have said was totally right.
Yeah, I love it. I really love it.
Beautiful.
I love that. So so you've told us a bit about your business. So you take them through they get their makeup and their hair done, and it sounds like you take them to any environment they want as well. So this lady wanted to go on a horse.
Because she loved the horse, and she had the horse in her property, and she wanted to take a photo of the big puffy dress. I have a wardrobe, studio wardrobe, and she wanted to have that puffy big wardrobe dress on the horse.
How cool. I love it.
So much fun.
I love it. And that would have been fun for her too, because she loves horses. So it's connecting with the heart. Isn't that incredible? Yeah, really. Wow, you're doing great work.
Thank you.
Really lovely work. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really lovely work. Where do and your studio is in Main Beach on the Gold Coast in Queensland, isn't it?
Yes. When I started was at home. When I started at the beginning was a home studio, and I was taking photos at home in my living room. And I moved to the studio nearby, and where I live, and now in the Main Beach. And I love the location because we can walk to the beach, and there is a nice park near there, and some cafes and around, so I can do like kind of lifestyle photography as well as studio a little bit more. So they can change into different outfit, and when they feel have a nice long gown, they feel like more to the glamorous way, and change into the casual outfit, and we go to the graffiti wall or beach and do some casual shots. So showing different aspects of that same person.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
I can't wait photographing you. You're such a beautiful person.
Thank you. And you are too. And I think like attracts like, doesn't it? I think, so much. So where can our viewers contact you, Sumiko? Where can they contact you?
Yes, so please visit my website at www.sumico photography.com.au, or search for Facebook or Instagram, Sumico Photography. Nice.
Thank you. And you can access a live link through the description notes underneath this video. So just click on where it says read more, and there'll be a live link in there that will take you straight through to connect with Sumiko. And I encourage you to do that. This sounds fantastic. I live about 1,600 kilometers away from Sumiko, so I'm looking forward to when I go down to that neck of the woods and I can do that. Really looking forward to that. Now, you started a business at 40. You started another business at 56. So let me think. Oh my gosh, you're 60 this year?
Yes, I
am. You're 60 this year. So what's next? What's next, Miko? What's next?
Yes, I am thinking about it, because every 10 years I did different things. So I have been thinking about what I can do in the next 10 years. So I haven't found anything really yet, but it's journey, so I cannot wait. But this one, I wanted to overcome my fear of speaking in the public in English. So this is a great opportunity to share my story with your audience. And so thank you so much for this opportunity, Deb. I really appreciate it.
I'm so glad that you came on. And I think, you know, that is evident. I mean, English is a second language. And then coming on to something like this to improve your public speaking, I think it's a really good example of, if we feel nervous about doing something that we really want to do, then it's important that we do it and challenge ourselves, you know, step out of our comfort zone as often as we can, because that's what builds confidence. How do you feel now about public speaking?
You're a little bit nervous, but I think I feel much better.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
As your advice, like just be yourself, was great. I tell my clients to be yourself.
You do, yeah.
Photograph.
Yeah.
So, but when you're in that situation, you forget about it, but you reminded me and you advised me, and I thought, yes, that's right.
Yes, you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. You have such a beautiful heart, and it just radiates through the recording. Like it, yeah, people can see it. So imagine that we've got a woman out there who's watching this right now, and she's really wanting to reinvent some aspect of her life. What final bit of advice or tip can you give her to get started?
I think it's great the surrounding with the supportive women, friends, is important. I have a lovely friends, and she told me, my dear friend Moana told me when I started, I can see you will be a great photographer. That's always stuck in my mind, and she always encouraged me, and also as friends and my clients. So it's important to be surrounding
very much
supportive people, and just believe yourself too.
Yep. I agree. Thank you so much. And she's absolutely right. You're now an international award-winning photographer. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Right. It's like-minded women. It's so important, because we can be surrounded by naysayers. So it's important that we feel into a community of like-minded women that are going to support, that we're going to offer mutual support. I think so important. Thank you. That's really important advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for appearing on the show. I know this is going to inspire so many women.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, and I'm sure that you have, remember to give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends, because we can all benefit from this kind of inspiration. Remember that like-minded women's circle. Share it with your friends. And if you'd like to see more conversations like this, or receive more tips and content, then remember to subscribe with that red subscribe button underneath, and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss out. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, Sumiko.
Thank you so much for having me.